Hey, what's up, Mackenzie? I just wanted to make you a video real quick and say I love you. I'm just out here, kind of just enjoying myself. It's like 7 o'clock or something. I had a pretty good day today, actually. I really did. I hope you had a good day too. I uploaded a few videos for you. I made you some videos last night before I went to sleep, and I uploaded those. Like, it was over an hour, like 5 different parts, and then I made a video like earlier today just to kind of clear up some stuff yesterday about a video I don't even know it even uploaded, to tell you the truth, but whatever, man. It is what it is. It's there, and so it is what it is. No big deal. Trust me, worse things have happened in this world. No sweat. You know what I'm saying? This place is crazy. Look at all this. People just come by here and they dumped it. Like, I don't even, it's crazy, man. I mean, it's always been like this, though, you know? I mean, I don't know about always, but it's been like this for years. I mean, people just, I don't even know where all the loot is. And you want to know the ironic part? They got a whole dumpster right there. Not just one, Mackenzie. They have. It's crazy. They had a dumpster. They got 2 whole dumpsters right there. Oh yeah, and then no, I think that one's for cardboard or something. I don't even know. But then they got a dumpster here, right there. 2, 3 whole dumpsters, and then they got one. And then they have a few back there. But people just want to throw the trash on the ground. That's crazy, right? Welcome to America. Yeah, I remember I was walking my dog Chica, the pit bull. I showed you Chica. I think I did. I showed you a picture of her on Facebook. But I had her. I mean, I gave her away in January of, I think it was like January. It was like right after the Super Bowl, the Patriots Super Bowl, when they played the Seahawks. There was a big rat right there. I mean, the size of this rat was the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it was horrible. It was like the size of a house cat almost. I mean, it was crazy. And I didn't even really see it, but my dog did. I mean, she was sniffing on it. And she went to go take it in her mouth. So like she was trying to pick this thing up. She got real close, and I yoked her back. I'm glad that happened, because if she got a hold of that rat, I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a dead rat. I'm not trying to deal with that mess. I mean, there's, rabies and all kinds of stuff. I mean, and plus, like I said before, I have a phobia of dead animals. I can't be doing all that, man. Like touching them and, grabbing rats out of her mouth and all that stuff. That's crazy. But yeah, that dog was definitely off the hook. That's for sure. She's definitely the best dog I've ever had, though. I mean, I have personal dogs, but I had a family dog when I was growing up. I think you probably her name was Heidi. She was half golden retriever and man, I don't even know. Like half golden retriever and man, I can't, like, she was half and half of something else. She wasn't like a purebred golden, but she was definitely golden retriever, half something else. And she was a good dog, but I mean, she died when I was like 7. I mean, they had her like before I was even born. I mean, this dog was old. I was crushed when she died, though. I remember when she died. I remember. I mean, I don't really remember too much, from that decade at all. I mean, I remember little flashes, here and there, like playing sports and stuff like that, or whatever, like, hanging out with my friends and stuff. I'm talking about the 80s when I was like a little baby, so I was like riding my bike, and I knew that our dog, because like I said, she was a family dog, had arthritis because she had trouble walking and stuff. But I didn't know. Like I was going home. I remember I was riding my bike down like the road down the street. It's definitely coming from somewhere. And I got home and I'm like, where's Heidi? And they put her down, and like that never happened to me before. I never lost anything. I mean, of course, I lost like a goldfish and stuff like that, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying people can't get attached to goldfishes. I'm not saying that, but I mean, a dog is, like she was part of. I mean, I was maybe like 7 or 8 years old at this point. So I mean, she like was with me my whole life, and sometimes you don't really. Sometimes in life, you don't really appreciate things until they're gone. I learned that's the lesson I learned from going home and just finding out that she was dead. My mom said, I got home and I was like, where's Heidi? And she said that, we had to put her down. And I remember sitting in front of the TV, and I was bawling, man. I was crying so hard. And I never really knew how much I really loved that dog until she was gone. Like I just completely took her for granted. Like I woke up every day and she was there, and it's like, again, she was just part of my life. I just like kind of took her for granted, kind of like when you just so it's just one of those things, right? Just like, I don't know, like I knew she was going to eventually move on, but I didn't like it, I didn't really think like that, because I mean, I was so used to her being there. She was just a big part of, like, she was part of my life forever at that point. I didn't know what it would be like to have a day without her. I mean, I'd go to school, before I wake up, she'd be there. I come back, she'd be right there, yeah, so I mean, I remember that she was definitely a big part of my life at that point, and then she pretty much moved on, like everyone else and everything else does. So I was definitely upset about that. Definitely, absolutely. I mean, that's horrible. I'm trying to think if there's like another pet or something like that I felt that attached to. I had a cat, Smokey, when I was like 20. Yeah, it was like right when I turned 20. Right, because I moved out on my own when I was 20. That's when I got my first. That's when I had my got my first apartment. So this was like right before, like maybe a couple months before. I mean, it was in the winter time. I was hanging out with my friends. My mom was at work. I think I told you the story. She was an awesome cat, and I'm not even a cat person, really. I like, I mean, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna get like a pit bull or something, Like I like pit bulls, and that's all I really like is pit bulls. I mean, I like all dogs. I like cats too, but I don't know. Cats are kind of sneaky, I'm not really a cat person, but this cat was just like, it's something special. I mean, there was something about this cat that I really took to, and she really took to me. And I was hanging out in my mom. Well, I was living with my mom at the time. But, I mean, she was at work, but I was in the living room, and I had like friends over. And this cat was just kind of posting right on my shoulder, like right. I have a picture of it. I mean, the cat was just great, and like I used to throw like paper wads. Not like, far or anything like that, but, far enough. And she would run and pick it up, and sometimes she would bring it back to me. Like, this cat would play fetch with me. And she was awesome, And then I moved out on my own. And I wanted to bring my cat with me because, what happened was my sister had a stray cat. Well, she found a stray cat. Like, the cat would just, like, constantly be in her backyard, and my sister just, I guess, after trying to shoo it away enough times, I think this is how the story went. She tried to she just tried to ignore it and try to get it out of the yard or whatever, and then the cat wouldn't leave. She kept coming back, so eventually she let the cat in the house, and she still has this cat to this day. But that cat ended up having babies, and Smokey was one of the offspring of my sister's cat. I mean, she was gray. She had long hair. She was just a normal cat, but I mean, she had long hair and she was gray. She wasn't like the best looking cat in the world, but she was nice enough. But her personality was just golden. I mean, she couldn't have been a better cat. I mean, coming from a person who doesn't even really care for the cats that much, in the sense of, I'm not really a cat person. I mean, I guess they're okay, but I'm not, So yeah, I mean, She's definitely my favorite animal that I've ever had in my whole entire life. But like I said, a couple months later, I was out of there and I wanted to bring her with me, and she was my mom called SPCA on her. I'm like, what are you doing? And so she just got like rid of, because what happened was when my sister's cat, I think her cat is named Regal, and she's, like I said, she still has this cat today. This cat is like 30 pounds. Hold on for a minute. This cat is like 30 pounds. I've never seen something so big in my life, like in person. I've seen bigger cats and, like on TV and whatever else, but I mean, this cat is just like disgusting huge, man. I mean, if this cat was a person, this cat would have died of a heart attack. I mean, it's just like, it's a huge cat, and I mean, this cat is real aggressive too. I mean, when my niece was younger, my niece's name is Ashley. I showed you a picture of her, but I'm trying to think. Yeah, when she was younger, I don't know how young, but I think she wasn't that young. I mean, from what I understand, this happened like maybe a couple times. I think it happened once when she was like real young, like a kid, like maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, and then it might happen again like a few years after that. But and I think it happened when she was like maybe 14 or 15 or something, or whatever. I don't even know, but it happened, I think, more than once, definitely. But this cat is like kind of aggressive, and it's kind of like one of those cats, where it's like 1 minute it's cool, and the next minute, like, if you just kind of like move the wrong way, or if it doesn't like something, it's real sketchy, And yeah, so it didn't like brutally attack my niece, but it definitely attacked her. So I mean, like, I no, it didn't attack her. I think the cat cornered her. And then she kind of called my sister, and then that was it. But yeah, that cat is she's had that cat for a long time. So that's where Smokey came from. So yeah. Yep. I didn't name the cat Smokey. It was the kid downstairs. His name was Kyle. He was like 10 years old or something. I don't know. I didn't hang out with him. He wasn't my friend, but he was just my neighbor. And for some reason, like, he ended up naming the cat, and my mom liked the name, and I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Just, I mean, it is what it is. I didn't care. I'm not really good with names as far as pets go, anyways. I mean, really. So I just kept the name, and it was cool. I mean, whatever. Like, I guess the cat was gray, Smoke is gray. I guess it was one of those things. So I just kind of kept it. It was fitting. I didn't mind it. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, that cat was definitely my favorite cat. So cat was definitely my favorite cat. Definitely my favorite animal of all time. And I mean, I had a lot of awesome animals. And Chica's definitely one of them. Definitely. But I mean, if I could, like, out of all the animals I've ever had, like, personal, I'm not talking about pets, like family pets. I'm talking about personal animals, dogs, cats, or whatever, even goldfish, man. I mean, I would take Smokey in a heartbeat, definitely. But Heidi was, I really, like, because I was so young, I mean, I was only with Smokey for, I mean, as great as she was, I was only with her for, a couple of years, and I was attached to her, definitely, and I wanted to bring her with me, but like I said, it was an unfortunate thing that she just, I don't know, didn't really, I don't know why she even did that, but she did, whatever, I mean, it is what it is. So, yeah, Heidi was definitely hard for me to really, deal with, because again, I was 7 or 8, and that dog was living, like, she was part of my family before I was born. Like, wow, so, and that, I mean, she lived a long time. She was like 17 years old. I mean, she died when I was 8, so I mean, you do the math, that's like, I mean, what is that, 12 years? Like, she was part of my family for 12 years, I think, right? No, that's definitely wrong. Whatever. I mean, do the math. I mean, she was part of my life for a long time before you know, I was born. So